Crazy stats for you when it comes to trash and the holidays. During this season, Americans on average generate over 25% more trash than usual. With all the parties, decorations, cards, and gift wrap and travel, we each discard about 1,000 pounds of waste per household between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day. Crazy, right? We have Jeremy Walters, Sustainability Ambassador for Republic Services, to help us learn how to bring those numbers down. Jeremy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's start from the shipping and the wrapping. What are some environmentally friendly ways to do that?
Think about simplicity, and less is more. So when we're talking about shipping specifically, the only component of your shipping container is going to be that box itself. Now, if you're the one packaging your materials, you can influence the recyclability of the whole package. Don't use the bubble wraps, the peanuts, the air-filled pillow packs. Stuff it with maybe shredded paper, crumpled paper, because then you can make that whole package recyclable. If you're receiving those gifts and you've got the peanuts or the flexible plastics, you can save those and reuse them in terms of shipping again. When it comes to wrapping paper and gift giving locally, you'd want to use simple wrapping paper and simple bags. The best way to chalk it up is the fancier it is, the less recyclable it is. When in doubt, throw it out. We get a lot of aspirational recyclers and wondering if something should be recycled or hoping that something should be recycled, but it can actually do more harm than good placing the wrong materials in the bin. So I always tell people, when in doubt, throw it out. I want people to think about the main categories of recyclables. We've got our paper and cardboard, our metal and aluminum cans, and plastic containers. If you've got glass available in your local area, you can recycle that as well, but think about those major categories of recycling, and anything aside from that should be considered garbage, or it might be a special recycling program where you have to go to somewhere and drop it off. You can check out our new website. It's called recyclingsimplified.com. There's a lot of great visuals, tips, tricks, videos on there that help people be better recyclers no matter where you are in the United States.
All right, and a special thanks to Republic Services for sponsoring this segment.